Alright, so Jason, you just have to go through like the episode as we normally do. Have you watched one of our reviews before, right?
Oh no.
Hey, wait a second! Who's this bozo? This is to Ollie. He thought he was going to be. I am the new host! Who the hell are you?
I am...
You're terrible at improv! You know, you're terrible at this! You're supposed to... Where's the yes and?
I'm just trying to do my job here.
You're not getting paid for it.
I'm not getting paid?
No. I'm on to Ollie side. What the fuck are you doing here? Hello everyone, and welcome back to NPCs of Wildemount. My name is Dave, and with me is not Ollie. It is...
Not Ollie.
God, yeah. Just say your name. They don't know who you are.
Jason.
Thank you. This is going to be very torturous for me because I'm not used to doing all the heavy lifting. Then normally it's Ollie. So yeah, this is Jason. He is Ollie's ex-flatmate, my current flatmate. He lives upstairs. We should put tell Ollie back here. There we go. And that's my new Vax figure that I got. You don't know who Vax is, do you?
No.
No. So, in Ollie's absence, and we will be playing a clip of Ollie later in Japan, we've got someone that isn't a critter. So he has not watched any episodes until now.
Yep.
You're really giving me a lot here, Jason. So, what we're going to do is going to try and go through the episode like we normally do, but Jason's going to ask questions and kind of have his own perspective on it, and try and say more than 2 words when I throw it to him.
Quite possibly.
Oh god,
Damn,
this
that
is going
was
to be
2.
long. Yeah, this is going to be long and torturous.
That was more syllables.
So, the episode was episode 35.
Or in
God,
my case.
thanks. God, Jason, give me something.
What do I add to episode 35? It was.
You'll say yes, yeah.
It was, yes.
Thank
it was
you.
episode 35.
There we go.
Of campaign 2. I know
Yes,
that too.
That's good. So what's your overall thoughts? So let's start off fresh, because this is a new experience for you. Don't know any of the characters. We literally had to walk through all the characters just before.
Yeah.
What's your feelings?
I was actually... Okay, overall, I was really entertained.
Well, that's good, because that's the point of the show.
What? You'd think so.
So you got the point.
I had gone into it thinking that the whole show was supposed to bore people to death, but I've actually realised that it's actually quite entertaining.
No, it is.
It was also very interesting just getting to... I mean, obviously, it's like walking into a TV series halfway through. You're trying to piece together what's going on.
True. It's like you're jumping into like episode 20 of the first season.
Yeah.
And they've done all the setup, and you don't really know what's really going on.
Yeah. So it took a little bit of time to get to know what the characters can do, who they are, and their little quirks. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go through the episode, and you just you throw out questions or things you didn't understand as we go through it. I think that's a better way of doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Sure.
I like it. You had to think about that. It's like if you said no, I'd be like, all right. Well, that's going to be a very boring show of me just recapping it because I'm terrible at it. So the episode was actually called Dockside Diplomacy, because they did a lot of that. So after the aftermath of the kind of battle they had last episode, they deal with the Myriad, which we learn is the name K-Dive Ixduni. I can't really say that. Ollie normally says this. Can you say
I think it was Khedive?
I'll put it up on screen so you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, was it Juni or Juni?
I think it's Juni.
Juni?
I think that's how you kind of twist it. So basically he was kind of in control. Really the city kind of controlled him, but Elgar was the keeper of him. And he kind of sort of powered half the city. I think that's what they implied.
Yeah, which doesn't sound like... Well, as this episode goes
By the way, look at this guy's notes. I don't know if you can see that very well. But it's very immaculate. It makes my notes that look like that completely ridiculous. You wrote the D20 multiverse very fancy.
Well, I needed to know whether or not... I use this book a lot. Or I try to, anyway. And, yeah, it's just, events, little tags on notes about each event.
It's very good. I like you crossed out that, though. I'm interested in why you crossed that out. Anyway,
we'll get to the...
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, Ford cuts off the hand from the last episode. When you find out, he was enslaved, he is free, and he's going to rescue his partner now, the Myriad. I'll call him Myriad because I can't really pronounce his name very well. And they kind of let him go, and kind of no longer the city is kind of half powered now, which they see little effects of, but I don't think they understand the scope of what they've done.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because there's just not enough time has passed, because a lot happens in one day. This, like a lot. So but like the seeing the I guess industrial areas not running as efficiently. Yeah, so there's less
smoke.
The smoke and things.
Yeah, we find out that later. There's less smoke coming out, so there's obviously some impact, but it was more of a passing view because they had not enough time, I guess, for the full impact because it was still daylight.
I guess also the question is whether that is not just an impact on, whether the impact on the city is the worst case scenario, or it's the impact on those who set this up in the first place.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. When they come back to the city after everything that's happened, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Whether they'll still be not in prison or not, that would be the big question. The biggest question. So the Myriad said to meet them at the Silver Silk Palace, which seems to be on some islands out there. So for maybe a bit of a reward, depending on what happens, they may need that kind of big kind of guy on their side. Also,
the partner. It's definitely seemed implied that the partner was at another dock. Or another city.
I think that was
that also is powered in the same way.
Yes.
So
it wasn't clear. Possibly. It wasn't clear whether the partner was in that same city or was it in another city. I think it was in Port something. I
can't remember the port's name. I did not write it down. But there definitely was. They did. Algar did say that there was at least two cities that ran with the same system.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm assuming that the partner will be powering the other dock.
That's what I assume. So the Myriad's probably going to go off and try and save the partner, and probably cause more chaos. So they could have ruined two cities for the price of one. So that's great.
The interesting thing, actually...
So if you got any questions about anything that gaps in your knowledge, just throw it out there, and I'll try and answer it.
And
the comments down below will be very polite and nice about answering those questions. They won't be. And I'll post them on your bedroom wall.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Algar...
Yeah. Algar. So the guy that chopped the hand off,
yes,
they brutalized, and now they're convinced to go away and leave the city to go to... where do they say? Marquette. So that's another place.
But not before they gave him a mustache, a beard, and an eye patch.
Yeah, they abused the fuck out of him. And remember, all this was because of basically sexual harassment. So never sexually harass Jester's mother, otherwise you'll have your hand cut off, brutalized, and your life destroyed. Which, I mean, some people would agree with that treatment. I mean, depending on the circumstance. I think it's a tad bit extreme.
I need to write that down in my notes, though, because I don't want to run into that issue in the future.
But, I mean, at least this problem's solved. No more sexual harassment.
Yeah,
that's a plus.
So there's a positive.
There's a positive to come out of this episode.
There was something interesting that Khedive did say before they left, and that was the now it was from a not very successful role. I can't remember. But he basically said, powerful minds that were interested in my undivided attention to things that were not of my interest. And it's a very roundabout way of saying something, but that makes me think that him powering the city was only half.
It sounds like he got trapped. So he was focusing on something that he shouldn't be focusing on, and kind of got enslaved for it.
Oh, see, I was thinking...
That's how I interpret it.
I was thinking that somebody needed him distracted from whatever he's supposed to be dealing with.
Yeah.
And they put him here as a way of keeping him...
like a punishment kind of thing.
Well, or keeping him out of the way.
Ah, okay. Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't...
I could be reading way too much.
It was supposed to be vague. It was supposed to be really vague. Very vague. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Leave your comment down below what you think, but I honestly think it was just that he was just explaining that he was focused on something that he shouldn't have been and got trapped for it, and he got enslaved and got basically a minion for a city. Because he was supposed to be the defense of the city as well. Yeah, but that's how I interpret it. Anyway, so they lead Olga out after deciding, basically convincing him to leave the city and go to Marquette, and they basically chuck him on a boat, give him a few coins, and basically tell him to never come back again.
And they left a note, a letter.
Yeah, so
basically incriminating.
This bit got really messy.
Everything.
I think, to be honest, this is probably not the best episode for you to jump in because I feels like Matt was off as a DM. And some of the players were a bit off as well. Because you notice a lot of yawning, and Matt was kind of very frazzled at times and got very just disjointed. And I think they're just all kind of a little bit tired, and you can kind of see that a little bit. But yeah, they wrote a letter, because the sequence ended up being they wrote a letter and then put Olga on the ship. Yeah. But they kind of mixed those two segments together, and you couldn't really work it out. Because the Spectre kept on coming out.
That Spectre kept... Which I love how... The Spectre was... Now, how was the Spectre raised in the first place? It was one of the guards?
Ford raised one of the guards to be a Spectre.
Why?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, do you really need a reason?
I mean, that's fair. But I was thinking it was going to be more along the lines of...
It was during the battle, so it was like kind of in the heat of the battle, kind of... It could be useful kind of scenario, but ended up just following around and been creeping everyone out, like Mr. Clay, get them creeping Mr. Clay out and turn undead, which is literally you just make the undead just turn around.
I love.
Imagine having that in real life, like turn. Oh god damn it! It's
like I wanted to go that way.
It's like you're trying to go to work and you got that one guy at work and he keeps on turning you around. It's like I'm late, man.
No, it would be very useful. You know, in those awkward situations where you're both, you just say goodbye to somebody, and you both start walking in the same direction. You just turn. One of you just turns around and goes, turn! And then the other person has to go the long way.
But then you just inconvenience the other one, because then it's just, now you're just looking at your friend while you're walking behind them.
But you're now no longer as awkward.
I feel like that would be awkward.
No?
It'd be awkward for the person in the back. I get whatever. It'd be awkward for somebody
as awkward, maybe.
So once they say goodbye to Olga, they go back to the lavish chateau where the Ruby of the Sea is. So that's Jester's mother.
Just before, on the way, for some reason, they decide to pass a creepy tower.
Yeah, so they saw a little mysterious tower with no doors previously. Ford and Bo came across it.
Right.
And they've been curious about this tower, and they made hints towards it, but they've got so many other things to do, they haven't really had a lot of time to kind of focus the energy on it, but they're kind of passing it by, gaining little bits of information, and after everything that's happened, I don't think they'll ever get back to it.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking too. But it was because Algar mentioned something about the fact that he answered directly to the Marquis and his associates. Yeah. I didn't catch the Marquis's name, but
yeah. It was throwing in little things to add some story to it, but I don't think the players really grasped on.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was wondering. Or at least, I think over the course of the events of the episode, they razzled themselves into a situation where they walked away from that.
It will probably never come up again, considering everything's happened. It might do. Alga may come back, and I think Alga will be really marginally pissed. Because he literally got his hand chopped off, then told to leave.
And also potentially have people after him, because they...
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But, that's why there was...
A big cross out.
There's a bunch of cross outs because I thought they said magistrate, not marquis, and I was trying to be all awesome and write definition and so I could use it for this review, and then I don't need it, so I crossed it out because I'm a fool.
I'm a Solly. Anyway, so just at the Lava Chateau, we find a little bit more about her backstory. What do you think of the Ruby of the Sea? How the characterization? Because this would be your first experience.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, motherly figure of Jester.
She's an escort, by the way.
Yeah. See,
I don't know if that kind of came across.
Nothing
just
came
in this
across
one episode.
In this episode. Nothing like that came across of what she did or things like that. But she was definitely. You could tell she was definitely in charge of this place.
She's not really in charge.
Or it felt like she was.
I think she's more of a performer. It doesn't really make it clear whether she's in charge of it. I think she's more of a performer and based there. Because she's a big draw card for a lot of people.
I'd assume that if that actually would have been the madam of the.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah, madam, but I don't think she owns the Lava Chateau. It doesn't make it clear whether she does or not. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure on that one.
But like, yeah, I mean, I had, besides a mother figure, I suppose, she was, I think, a lot more accepting of things than I would have thought. Like when Jester lies to her about what happens.
That's a very interesting point. A lot of people brought that up, of whether it was right for Jester to lie. And from her character, how close she was with her mother, it didn't feel right. I don't know whether... Because Jester's explanation is a white lie, it's okay. But that didn't sell it for me. I think she probably should have told. And because if he comes back, if Valka comes back, he knows who attacked him. And I think the Ruby OC will be a little bit betrayed when they find out that group of people essentially sliced off one of their customers' hands and told him about Belgraph. Even though he was being a dick, no doubt about that.
Well,
but she has a reputation to keep up, and if that comes out, that if someone bothers her too much, she's just going to get a crew to chop off their hand and tell them to bugger off.
I thought that was interesting, actually, because Jester was very worried, I think, all through the sequence with Algar about being disguised herself. And she disguised herself as a...
Turtle.
What the hell is a turtle?
It's a turtle. A humanoid turtle.
I made the assumption, but...
A turtle.
I was just guessing.
It's a turtle, so Tortle.
Okay.
It's a humanoid turtle. Think about Ninja Turtle, but in a D&D world.
Right.
Yeah, without the ninja. Well, if it's a monk, I guess it's a ninja. But yeah,
okay,
that's the grasp of it.
Well, yeah. So she was really worried about being disguised.
Yeah,
which I thought in one way makes sense because she doesn't want to get back to her mother. Yeah. But this whole group of people have been seen. Yeah. Interacting with her at the chateau. There's a lot of people around.
But don't worry, it's not going to last because they're not going to be there for very long. Yeah. We also find out Professor Caduceus, the owl, is kind of a dick, that bow. And sadly, after this episode, we'll never see him again because he pretty much flies away.
That was actually genuinely... you couldn't have timed that as a great way to end an episode of the sad, come back!
Can you guess how many episodes they had that pet for?
No, I believe it was very recent, wasn't it?
It was like 2 episodes before they lost it.
Not only that, but before they waddle off to the docks, Jester left the dog, the poof dog.
Yeah, with Ruby. With the Ruby, with her mother. I mean, if you're going to leave a dog, you'll leave it with a family member.
But I love how she did basically what any child has done to their parent, of whatever age. They have given over responsibility, given a period of time, how long... Can you just look after him for the night, she said. They're not going to be looking after him for more than one...
Yeah, so we lose Nugget as well, technically, as well. So, and there's a ferret, but I can't remember whether the ferret was left behind or not.
Yeah, I don't think they were very clear as to where the ferret was.
I think the ferret is with them still.
I think it's probably the easiest one to have been with them the whole time.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, ironically, when the owl was also there until battle heated up.
Yeah, so they go to the Restless Wolf because they're looking for a guy.
Marius?
Yeah, it was Marius, yes. Marius. So Marius has some information on this crystal. I call it the Cloven Crystal, which is actually inside Ford's chest. Because it kind of got absorbed, and it's kind of linked into Ford's backstory of his captain kind of going evil and things like that, and cause the ship to sink. So that's the reason why they're going to the docks, just to talk to the guy. Keep in mind, they were just going to talk to the guy.
It's really great that that gem was the one thing that Jester wasn't lying about to her mother. Just spill the beans on somebody else's personal issues.
Yeah, and the players say it's that you tell the truth about, but not, slaughtering, brutally, torturing someone.
Torturing somebody, and also shutting down power to the city.
Pretty much. So that's probably going to come back. But anyway, we're on the docks now, at the Restless Docks. So they're kind of waiting and seeing, because they're told at midnight this Marius pops by, and they see a shady deal kind of going down. It wasn't very clear what they were doing exactly. It was implied weed, but I don't think weed was involved. But they were kind of doing a trade-off. No, because Sam makes a comment that could be weed.
Oh, he does.
It's called a joke.
Yeah. It is.
Do you know one of those? Do you know a joke?
No, I was going to take this completely seriously.
All right, take a joke.
Take a joke, like from the camera?
Do a joke.
Knock knock. See, that doesn't work with the camera.
Who's there?
Oh, you're there.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we'll continue on. So they're kind of waiting and seeing what happens at these docks, and they're seeing a trade-off. And then, not sure why, but Bo and Caleb are like, Knock kind of sneaks ahead and kind of just trying to get a little bit closer to here, and Ford's preparing to kind of trying to overhear things too. But Bo and Caleb kind of act like a fighting couple, and like having a bit of a breakup.
Yeah, was it because of Ford had like some kind of floating armor or something?
Yeah,
it stops him from sinking in the water.
Yeah, because that's his kind of backstory about the water and everything.
Yeah. So he tries to just drop into the water to swim over to the boat.
Yeah.
And rolls bad.
Yeah.
Makes a huge splash. And then
Caleb and Bo have to come out and do this massive kind of show about her having a fight, and then they're showing the ring in the water, and then get shot by fucking arrows.
Yeah.
And it all goes south from there. So they just go try and talk. Like, all they had to do was just wait for the trade-off, and then like, oh, that's Marius, let's go talk to him. But this kind of escalates, getting worse and worse and worse. And a big battle breaks out.
I mean, those first few arrows flung, which, I mean, personally, I think is a little bit rude. You know, if some people are having an argument on the side of a dock, you don't fly arrows at them. You know, let them have their conversation.
Let's cut to a clip.
I turn to Caleb and I go, there! I threw our engagement ring and our life, and I fed it to the rabies dolphins. It's over, okay? It's over.
Make a deception check.
I like that your ring made a
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Because Caleb is on the ground going...
deception with...
And we're back. Yes. Anyway, you're saying? You completely forgot.
No, it's just the catching of those arrows.
Yeah.
I think it was just a really great. I could definitely cinematically see that moment in the sense that just casually trying to have this conversation and then catching these arrows and just flicking them back.
Yeah.
Is fantastic, especially because the same dude got hit multiple times.
I think it was a reasonable action for these guys to fight arrows. They're doing something shady. It's clear they're doing something shady. If they see some witnesses, what are they going to do? Take them out. And a lot of people saying, no, I don't think that was. I think that was very extreme of the guys with the arrows and stuff. I'm like, no, it's not. You ever seen a shady deal go? Have you ever seen any mobster movie? Like, if someone's doing a shady deal and someone comes along, they don't just go, oh, hi there.
It actually would be kind of amusing to see a mob movie where there's arguing couple in the corner and they're like, just wait for them to finish their conversation, they'll move away and we'll finish the deal.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that way.
No.
Yeah, and so basically a battle breaks out. Instead of yelling, hey, we just want to talk, kind of, let's just settle down here, we didn't mean to cause a fuss, they just basically nuke everyone on the ship. And steal a ship. They end up stealing the ship, which I don't know how just talking to a guy results and murdering everyone on a boat and stealing it, but that's what happens.
There are very interesting moral choices.
Yes. We've always questioned that for the entire campaign and whether they're a morally good kind of team. But this episode was a bad one to introduce. Hey, support these guys. Oh, they're kind of dicks. Yeah.
I mean, when you, I suppose coming into it, I'm looking for that redeeming quality.
Yeah.
And admittedly for me, the redeeming rock was Ford because he did, or at least, in that first instance with Algar, he at least was like, I don't want to kill Algar. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, I mean, okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, he did that there.
It's a weird thing not to have killed him.
Let's not kill him? It feels like they're like, okay, we've gone this far. Might as well just, keep going. It's like, we've already stolen this. let's just keep going and see, let's stabby. Oh, he'll cut off his hand. Let's go a little bit further. But,
actually, there are some interesting things that I don't know if it's some of the things that Matt Mercer threw out there when they were making certain choices. Like I think he saw them going in a particular direction
and tried to.
Well, like I think it was when Ford asked Algar about the bracelet and was like, "So how does this work? Do I just put it on and start doing commands, or
and
what?"
then he stopped him.
And then Matt Mercer was like, "I am removing the means of this happening because you've got your pets now. If you can't look after them for 3 days,
it's too much now."
Yeah,
I know Ford is the only one without a pet
Ford's
right now.
got like a spectre floating around. They've got several pets, and then they're going to have a water elemental. I don't think this is.
Let's stop them just kill it off. Anyway, so the battle breaks out. There's a lot of enforcers there. The enforcers get taken out kind of one by one. They keep Marius alive, thankfully, and take him onto the ship. I put Ford fucks up because he's the only sailor. So that once they get all on the ship and they hear guards coming, so the police is coming now. The Popo is coming because they made such a ruckus, and it looks to the Popo, they're just stealing a ship. Yeah. Because if you're the guard, you run on there and you see some guys attacking a ship and now sailing away, you kind of think they're trying to steal a ship.
I mean, they did though.
They did. They legitimately did.
So,
I mean, the guards are thinking exactly what the
guards
reality
were doing
of the
their
situation.
Job, so that's good.
So Ford kind of messes up because he's the only sailor. And then he goes down dicks. And it's like, no one knows how to sail the ship or get it ready, and we're not off the docks yet, but he goes down and he realizes that, and he facepalms so hard. And I find that hilarious. It's like, he knew exactly when he messed up. I think it was Marisha, so Bo, she points out, like, the only one that knows how to win just went downstairs, and he's just like, and he just gets up and walks away from the table.
Which, I mean, in a police or guard situation, right? Can you imagine finding somebody stealing a car who doesn't know how to drive?
No.
That's kind of the situation they were running into. There's a whole bunch of people who are like, I don't know how to sail a boat.
But you can wing it. You can always wing it. It just won't go well.
Push it away from the dock.
Sailing a boat's easy. You just need water and... Yeah, you only need water. I played it with a boat in a bath. It's
pretty much 100% the same. Yeah,
exactly. So the guards are coming. They come to the docks. They end up getting charmed, which stops things slightly escalating. Jester's got a duplicate as well.
Oh my god.
So the duplicate is generated to add more of a distraction so they have more time to get the boat away. There is still an enforcer on the boat too, kind of doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's essentially just doing his job. He could be the cook. He could be just the stock boy. Doesn't matter. The Mighty Nein was going to kill him anyway. And yeah, they ended up killing him. The boat starts sailing away. The guards are so confused about what's happening because the leader is kind of charmed. The duplicate kills itself and jumps into the water.
Which I was just like, what just happened?
Yeah, it's reached that point that, like, throughout this entire segment from this doc, all the players at one point facepalmed. I swear all of them were just like, I don't know. At this time also, while the boat's going away, Mr. Clay's not even on the ship. He's still on the dock, and he had to, like, jump in the water, panic the hell. He's only been with the party for a very short time, and ended up swimming. He managed to get on the boat, but it was just a shit show. Let's be honest. It was just one escalation to another. All they're going to do is talk to the guy, and we do end up talking to Marius once the chaos is over and the boat's going away, but it was funny, hilarious, and exactly what D&D is. Like Matt said as well, it's just like you have a plan, both sides have a plan, it doesn't go that way at all.
My MVP for that entire battle
so
sequence.
you have watched a show?
Yes, actually.
Should we do an MVP? So what's your MVP of
my
the episode?
MVP of no.
Just the episode. Say in the episode all, because it doesn't
I was only saying for that battle.
You can't do that. That's the rules.
Then
you can't just be on the show for one episode and change the rules.
I will do it. My MVP for the entire show is the guard who dived after the duplicate. He tried to save them. That's
against the rules. You're
Don't
breaking the rules. You come to this show one time, you're not going to be on next week. we're getting someone else. You're fired, but you have to finish this.
Oh.
But you're fired.
Wait.
But we're finishing the episode.
That's awkward.
Anyway, my MVP would be, I would say, Jester. For the duplicate, mainly. And for interaction with her mother. I think that was... it's going to be a moment that I think is going to pay off later on.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a moment that's going to come up again. So, out of all the characters, I think from that... Because I'm more into the lore and all that stuff, so I think Jester was the best one for this episode.
It did feel like... I mean, obviously this being one of the only episodes I've seen of this campaign.
Well, any Critical Role.
I've seen 20 minutes of the first one.
Oh, okay. That's not useful.
But like it definitely felt like a showcase of Jester kind of episode, I suppose, because it's a lot to do with her story, and stuff to do with her, and she did have a lot of stuff that she did had direct action.
So they're in the city of Nicodramas. That's where she was born and raised. Yeah, and she only just found out her father, who we met a long time ago as well, the gentleman. So I don't know did you hear the gentleman pop up? That name was popped up a few times. So yeah, that's supposedly her father.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's a blue kind of water guy. Anyway, so the boat kind of sails away. The chaos kind of ends. They essentially have stolen the boat called the Mist, which is a very, very cool name. And they have a talk with what's his name? What's his name? Go help me out here. The guy that
I didn't write the name down.
Marius. You did.
Marius. Oh, no, I did. It was.
I know. I was trying to get there.
Sorry.
So they have a talk. You got to help me. It's a two-person game here.
I was fired.
Yeah.
So I'll do as best as I can.
You're rehired until the end.
Okay.
So yeah, they talk to Marius. Marius has the same reaction anyone would have. It's like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. And they find out more about the deal. Apparently, that night is when he was going to tell them he couldn't actually get the gem they actually did have. Well, they got it now. So their next point of call seems to be contacting their contact or his contact, but they just slaughtered his contact. So they're going to find the contact of the contact.
The contact of the contact.
Yes, and it seems to be on some islands, the Swavane Islands. Swavane. So I'll put up the spelling. Hopefully, I get it right. Which is kind of like it seems like a pirate kind of area. So we're going to be on a pirate adventure maybe for the next couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Which would be good. And they tie him to the mast because apparently that's, like, he hasn't done anything wrong. He literally hasn't done anything wrong at this point. Dodgy trade, but they're not the damn police. They were just guys that stole a ship and it's like, oh, okay, let's tie him up to a post now.
Well, and I think on the scale of things that I have seen in this episode, these are not the good people.
Yes. Which is such a great episode to watch because we're supposed to be rooting for these characters, but they kind of, like this guy, this contact, it doesn't, I mean, yes, he seems to be in a shady area of work, but that doesn't necessarily make him a bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, that, to their knowledge anyway. And they kind of were quite brutal to him.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, like I think the scale of it's like I don't think punishment meeting the crime kind of fits here.
No. So yeah, how did you like the first episode you watched?
I mean,
what are your thoughts?
Again, I think it was really entertaining. I was.
Would you watch more?
I would. Yeah, I would definitely watch more.
Sure.
Especially because
helicopter. Keep going.
Okay, all right. Helicopter. So the I think the interesting things were what the.
Wow.
Jesus.
Stop! No, put the phone down. Finish off.
I'm turning it up. The interesting thing I thought was the choices that the characters made based on their classes and things was something that I thought was a bit interesting. I mean, you're still catching up with because you don't know all their abilities. No.
You don't know all the backstory, and you don't even know why they were at the docks to begin with. Because it was very vague, because it was a letter. But it's kind of one of those things that if it makes you want to watch more ahead or more behind, it's done its job. So I guess, it's a good episode then for you. Yeah. Any last comments on the episode before we kind of jump into the next bit?
I guess hilarious moments for me were the whack of Algar against the wall multiple times.
Yeah. Savage brutality.
This. It was the dude who was inside the coat room with Doctor with the owl.
Professor
Flattius.
I'm sad that we're probably not going to see him again. I mean, we could go back to the city and they could. God damn, Jason! Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Give me your phone.
Nope.
Just put it on mute then.
That's what I was trying to do.
Oh god damn it. Anyway,
Jesus.
God, what the hell are you doing?
This is.
Anyway, because I'm so sick of Jason now, we're gonna cut to Ollie in Japan. So he sent me a little clip. I'm gonna put it up now. Bloop.
Hey Multiverses, it's me, Ollie, Dungeon Master, coming at you from Tokyo, Japan. A beautiful autumn day here. So I wish I could be there with Dave and. Wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. I wish I was here in Tokyo, wandering around trying to find the Pokemon Center. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now. Check this place out. It's amazing. It's incredible. There's people everywhere, and it's all neon, and there's food like every 2 steps, and it's the best place ever, and having a great time. So, Multiverses, go out there. Remember to feed Dave while I'm gone, and I'm going to find somewhere to breakfast. Love you guys.
And we're back. Oh my god, Jason. Anyway, we're back. And if you notice there, it's very frustrating seeing that because he didn't do it landscape. It's landscape, Ollie. I know this is. I left this until this bit because I know you'll have to watch this entire bit to watch it. It's landscape next time. But yeah, I do miss you because look what I have to work with. Anyway, this is the part where we actually read out your past comments. So if you do want your comment read out on the show, make sure you leave a comment down below. We'll read it out, and I've been really bad at replying recently, so I do apologise. I will set some time away and actually do a big spiel of replying to every comment. But this one's from Callista Flores, who's commented a few times. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but Adella, the Captain Ford was talking to, is from the Vox Machina campaign, the meta in the Water Ashari / Kraken storyline. That is 100% true. I'll put a link to her wiki down below in the description. But yes, that's a really cool throwback. It's about 20 years after that event happens. So it's a really good tie-in. I think this is the first. Probably the first character, definitely, that exists in the previous campaign that's actually in this one. So,
right.
Yeah. You won't know that. It was
things that would have gone straight over my head, but
yes, that's why I read it out, because I know you wouldn't be able to say anything to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you're going to read out your comment. You don't have your phone ready, so...
No, I actually wrote mine down in my notes.
All right.
This one was from James Lewis,
Yeah.
with regards to some wardrobe things for last week. Sorry for your loss, Dave.
Yeah, my beard. You were shocked when I would share my beard, eh?
Yeah, no, I walked around like he was...
It's only a 2-month beard as well. It goes fast.
Oh,
it goes really fast.
It can be quite deceptive, can't it?
Yeah, because this is after a week.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And that's pretty good.
And yes, I do enjoy when you have a beard.
Why? Do you go into my bedroom and stroke me once in a while?
No. I just don't want to have to maintain the beard part of the flat. Like, just on my own. Like, I want to have choices too.
You can have choices. You never shave.
I particularly liked this comment from James Lewis because if you see his little profile image next to it, he's got a fantastic beard. I really hope that's him and not just his favourite bearded person. Okay,
and the last comment I'm going to have, because I can't talk too much about the episode because I can't really bounce off Jason because he doesn't know enough about the last episode at all. But this comment comes from... God damn it. It's done that. Hold up. Thank you. All right, we're back. Sorry that little jump. Anyway, this is from... you've lost it again. Anyway, this is from P. Rock. And she says, Dave looks a bit like Liam. It's the nose. A strong, handsome nose.
Strong, handsome nose?
Is that a thing?
I mean...
Are girls into strong, handsome noses?
You do.
Well, girls, or it doesn't matter sexually. I'm sexually attracted to females, but...
You do have a pretty fine nose, my friend.
This nose got busted during rugby because I got rucked in the nose.
Yeah, but then there's also girls who are really into the dudes with cauliflower ears, so, like...
Do you think there's a girl out there that just gets turned on by weirdly shaped noses?
Maybe.
I need to find it. If you're out there, send me an email so I can block you and never talk to you. Anyway, yeah, that's the comment. So if you've got a comment, I can read down below. Next week we're going to have Julia on, who is an avid Critical Role watcher, watches with Ollie. If you guys don't know, Julia is Ollie's girlfriend.
So
Did I get that right around? You've been definitely
Ollie
replaced,
is-
mate. I can't do it. I can't hold up the team. I get tired a lot. So, I'm naked. Sorry, but no. Anyway, that's our episode. Sorry about the disjointedness. He's never done anything like this before, so good job.
Yeah!
Don't want to touch you. Please subscribe to the channel. If you guys love what we do, please watch our other content. It does help us kind of push us in the right direction of other things we can do outside of a Critical Role. And yeah, that's normally Ollie does a little thing. Do you remember what he says? No, I don't.
I don't either.
Thank you, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Have a good evening, afternoon, and good night, wherever you are. I don't know. Can we just...
Bye.
Yeah.
His phone decided to jump to landscape. Just like he
After I
asked
just been to
Ollie
about
to do,
landscape.
so...
Oh, fucking... That. Hold up. Okay, we're actually coming this.
We're having technical difficulties at the moment.